Hey everybody. My name's Candace Daniolo and I'm with Pet Boss Nation, but I'm also been part of the Whiz Bang and Brilliance family for a long time. And I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about video coming to you through video, right? The perfect vehicle to share our messages, right? To share our stories, to talk about what's happening. I think about how we all consume news and consume media, how we learn about recipes, how we decide what to buy, how to organize our homes, how to buy toys for our kids. I mean, I'm a toddler mom, and I think about all the video I consume that teaches me as a new mom on what activities I could be doing with my son and milestones that he needs to be hitting. And I think about just video is everywhere, right? It is everywhere. And it is not going anywhere either, right? It's not going anywhere either. So I cannot see the chat or who's watching, but I know we've got um, Indy's in the room with me to support me, I think, in the chat and letting me know what's going on, what's happening on this live stream. But I am here today to take your questions. I want to have this be very interactive. I want to hear how you're using video, maybe some cool things you've done with video. I want to know what your fears are around video. This is really, your time with me to better understand why it's important, how to get over the fears of it, how you could use video, and then ultimately to realize that inside Brilliance, we have a course for you that is easy to implement video and photography ideas for your brick and mortar businesses. Okay. And it's on sale right now. So, what we're going to talk about today kind of touches on things that are in that, but also I just have other things I want you to think about because ultimately, my thought here is that, when I talk to our clients at Pet Boss Nation, we actually just had a conversation around video, and most of it isn't about the tech side of it anymore, right? It's kind of like there's this huge gap between people who already do video naturally and have found ways to do it and are leveraging it on TikTok and on Instagram and on social media, like for the social purposes. But there are so many businesses who have not made that jump. And there's this giant gap in between why you haven't gotten started and then also the people who are already kind of gaining momentum and traction on it. Okay, so the course that we have inside Brilliance is very much about kind of how you get over those fears of being on video, easy ways to set you up for success, and then also other ways that you can use video in your business because it's not just about social media marketing, is it? No, it's not at all. So, Indy, if there's any questions coming in, you just let me know in the chat because I don't want to just accidentally turn on some audio or sound over on my social media if I go to that. But let's talk first about some of the some important stats, right? I think that we can, like from our own perspective, right, all know that video is very popular and common in how we consume social media, right? But it's also, here's some other stats for you. The average person, and these I feel like could be even outdated. And if anything, they've only grown and increased from this point, okay? Because people consume media so fast. But the average person watches 17 hours of online video a week. 17 hours. Does anyone else have an iPhone? I mean, I have one, and sometimes it asks me my screen time. I don't know about the video part, like how much of it is video or not, but my screen time on my phone is almost like 4 hours a day. That's a lot. That's a lot. Our phones tell us, so there's a lot of technology out there that can tell us like how we're using our time, right? So videos also are twice as likely to be shared over other types of content. I'm sure you have a friend or a family member that you're constantly sending reels back and forth to each other. Right? I know I have multiple people that I know I do that with. Emails with videos. Okay, so you can't necessarily embed the video, but you can put a video in it as far as like a screen or a GIF of it and like link that out to somewhere else to like a landing page on your website. But emails that have videos have a 300% higher click-through rate than those without. And video content on landing pages can increase conversion rates by 86%. So we're all in sales. We all sell physical products here, right? You might have even services, but your website pages or your product, if you sell online and have online stores, your product review or your product descriptions, think about again how you shop as a consumer. If you go onto Amazon or a lot of different places, those products have a video that goes along with the product. I went on to Etsy recently to buy some stuff for a bridal shower I'm hosting, and I ordered some soaps that are handmade soaps that have a really fun label on the front that's being made, but I needed to see what the soaps look like, how big they were in relation to their hand or what it looks like. And I wanted to see what the soap kind of how it presented itself. And she has a video on that product that shows exactly the sizes, how the color and light shimmers on the soap. Maybe how I can't recall exactly all the steps, but there were a lot of there was a video element integrated onto that product, and that wasn't the only one. There was another one about a bridal shower game we were going to play. So you guys can do the same thing in your product, right? The product sales pages could have videos. The landing page that I work in the pet space, right? So if it was booking a grooming appointment or a page that talked about pricing for any services that are happening, you could utilize video on your website there. Okay. And I know that it's like more than probably 80%, 90% of people want to see more video from the brands that they love, right? From the brands that they love. And your customers love you. They love you. Okay. So they want to hear more of your story. We're going to talk more about how you can use video and ways I want you to think about it. But I see that we have a question that has come in and I want to go ahead and answer this one. Kim has asked, what's the best length of time for video these days? Facebook is where our customers are active. As I think about this question, it really real depends on what's your strategy for the video. Like I said earlier, we've talked about how video is very common on social media. And with that, you've got video in different places. Video, if you're thinking about it on either TikTok or Instagram, it can go as like those stories, quick little bites. Maybe it's a 60 seconds or even 90 seconds. And then we just heard that Instagram is now making reels can be up to 3 minutes long. Okay, reels can be up to 3 minutes long. That just got released on Instagram. Now on Facebook, again, it depends on how you're using video. At Pet Boss Nation, what's interesting is we've been playing around with video on social media. And our video that we've been putting on Instagram for Reels has grown our reach exponentially, right? What we were finding is that we had high engagement, but the engagement was already coming from people who followed us. And so with doing more Reels, it expanded our reach to new audiences, which has helped us grow our viewership, right? Or our not viewership, but I think about video, but our followers, and found us some new audiences. But we take those same videos and we put them on Facebook, and it's like crickets. These videos are not performing in the same way on Facebook as they did on Instagram. And so Kim says, what's the best length for video for Facebook? I think it just depends on how you're going to use the video, right? If we think about Facebook Lives to educate, maybe that's a short 10-minute segment, 15-minute segment. Maybe it is a longer segment, like what we're doing here, where we have a big topic we could talk about. We can take questions from the audience. You can hear more about a course that I have inside Brilliance. And so this could go 30 minutes. It could go 60 minutes. I mean, I'm here for you. I want to stay here as long as we have engagement and you have questions. So I think that you can be flexible with the amount of time as long as you're bringing value to the people who are watching. Okay. Now, when we think about video on Facebook, okay, I have found when we've been doing this testing, I committed to going live for we called them Convos with Candace. And I went live on Instagram, I think 2 days a week, and then I would go live in Facebook those same 2 days a week. Like we'd bounce from one to the next platform. And my viewership on Instagram for those lives was higher than the viewership when I would go onto Facebook. However, people watching replays and engaging and commenting on replays and people talking about that they saw the video all came from Facebook. So it just is, it's an interesting, I want you to test what works well for your client base. Because every business has a different demographic, and maybe depending on when the videos post or what they're about will impact the length of time that you're there. Okay. Um, Now, if we think about how video can be used in other ways, not just on social, and that is what my course in Brilliance really shows for you, is it paints a picture. There's a guide, 13 ways on how you can utilize video in your businesses. And let's think about what some of those could be. Okay. Um, you could have videos that are on your website that are like about us videos, right? This is, here's my founding story. Here's how we got started. A lot of us just write text on our website instead of we having the text plus a video so that they get to know us. I have a friend, Beth Lambert, who calls these her brand anthem videos, right? This is like, we want to, show how amazing your brand is and share also what that origin story is. And that becomes your brand anthem video. So like, you can have an about us video. That same video can be on your website, could be on your Facebook page. It could be spliced and turned into some reels that you integrate throughout, all the time in your marketing plan on social media. It could be put on a video screen inside your brick and mortar business. For those of you who are here watching right now, you're going to get the inside scoop on something I personally am working on. I sold my retail store over 8 years ago, and I sold my doggy daycare almost about, I guess it was 5 years ago now. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back into brick and mortar. I'm going to go back into brick and mortar here in Galesburg, Illinois. And I'm going to open a really cool business that's like nothing that I feel like has been done before, and more to come on that. But we've just picked the business's name. And the business's name will be the names of my pets. Okay. So it's going to be called Dante and Dory's. Okay, Dante and Dory's. They're the cutest little Pomeranians. I'm gonna pull up this little video for you, actually. I'm gonna show you a video again while streaming on video, right? They're the cutest little Pomeranians, Dante and Dory's. I'm gonna tell you something as I'm thinking about how I'm gonna use the video. Okay, so here they are, right? Look at that. They got the little white Pomeranian. You got the little black Merrill Pomeranian with the blue eyes. Okay, Dante and Dory's. They're very photogenic, and I could just see that when in this space has very tall ceiling. And I was in a brewery in town recently, and I saw that behind the bar they had these giant TV monitors, and the giant TV monitors were built like they had one big one across the top and then two lower ones, and it was all about the different beers that they brewed. And it was a digital screen, with slides they probably made in Canva, and we're projecting them onto those screens. But they rotated the things that people needed to see. Now, granted, you're in a bar, you're waiting there for a while, but you're sitting there for a while, I should say. So you're going to see that. And it's a way so that they can update the different flavors of beer that they're brewing. But it got me thinking in my space, okay, if it's called Dante and Dory's, the customers are going to want to hear or see Dory and Dante, but they're so little. I don't know if I want them there all the time and they can run out of the business, or it's going to be, it's a big space. So what I'm thinking is I want to do giant video screens and have professional video shot at, Dante's level, these little dogs level, of them just like, working the I don't know, runway, or having them on a white backdrop, or maybe it's visuals of them engaging in the business, but it's like they each have their video boards up to just create some ambiance about Dante and Dory's. Okay. So there's lots of ways that you can use video. Other ways you can use it are like as a thank you video, right? Maybe after someone's made a purchase on your online store, they go to, you can direct them to landing pages, or there might be a video and a confirmation email, or a video that comes to them via email, or even when you ship things out, right? You could put a postcard in the box that has a QR code that scans and says, hey, we have a special message for you from our founder, or from the store owner has a special message for you. And then that QR code they can scan, and it takes them back to a landing page that's back on the shopping page that maybe has a great quick little message from you, thanking your customers for doing business with you, sharing a little bit about your story and why their purchase really matters, and then maybe offering them another discount. Okay, so video can be used in so many ways. I love here. Candy says, For whatever reason, live is so scary to me. Are videos just as effective? I think you're thinking like are maybe non I don't know if you meant are live videos still effective or like pre-recorded videos. I think both works, right? Like what we have found is I love going live. I mean, I'm live here now with you. I can go live no problem. I actually prefer to go live because it's faster for me and more efficient. It won't be as perfect for sure. But when I was working on my YouTube channel and we were growing video content for that, it took a long time. It took me more because I had to think about it. Like I wanted to prepare, I wanted it to be shot right. And because it wasn't live, I knew if I messed up, I could just like hit pause or re-record. And it just was very time consuming for me. So I love live because it's kind of like when you do it, you do it. And if you do it enough, especially on social media, it eventually just gets buried, right? Because the algorithm and all the as much as you're posting, things just continue to be buried, and sometimes they become big hits, right? And they keep getting served up to people in their feed. Either way, I think it's still good to do the video. So if you're going to do them live, I think it still is beneficial, but a lot of people can watch videos after they've already been done, right? So I think it's just whatever you're comfortable with. Some people like to, grab their phones, put a script together. You can use ChatGPT or other AI platforms to write short scripts for yourself. You can copy it and put it into some of these teleprompter or video recording apps. And so you can be, looking here, but it's scrolling the text and you're reading what you want. And then it's not live. It just gets posted. And then you could take that and boost it, run ads to it or put some money behind it and put it in front of your audiences so that they see it. Um, I think the most important thing is that you just integrate video somehow. Okay, however you're comfortable with it. Um, the things that have to be talked about, I mean, really, video is mainly about sharing your story, guys. Okay. Stories are everything. People want to hear about what's happening with you, what's happening inside the business. What are the nuances of why you decide to bring things in that you do? They want to hear about your team and what they're, why they love working there, or different tips they might have for your customer base. Video can show the fun side of the business. It can be playful, it can be serious, it can be educational, it can be, entertaining, it can be inspiring, it can be motivating, right? There's lots of ways. I want you to get in your own feeds and see what you're seeing on social media, what's resonating with you, and your business can create that same kind of stuff. We all have I think the most common thing is the fear of being on camera, which I don't know if it's a fear or more like self-criticism, right? Like we were just in a training with our clients at Pet Boss Nation, and someone was talking about how they'll start recording, right? They'll get all these things, they'll start recording the video, and then they hate it. They watch it back, they hate it, and they'll re-record and re-record. They hate it, they hate it, they hate it, and then they just delete it or don't post it at all. And I really think though that that we're all so self-critical about our either how we look or how we sound, or that maybe we didn't say exactly what we wanted to communicate in that moment. But we have to remember a couple things. One, it's that our customers will see us how they see us when they walk into the store, right? So if you haven't done your hair, I mean, I've got curly hair. I didn't wash it today, so it's a little frizzy over here, but I would go to my store like this, right? But I might feel like I can't record that thank you video because I don't have my hair like fully curled or my makeup all done, or I might have a little bit of a sniffle today, so I can't do it. Those are all excuses as to keep putting it off, because if we're in our business and customers are walking through our door, that's how they see us. It's no different than doing business in person or going ahead and just recording it and putting it online. Okay, and putting it out there. So that's one. We just all need to get over ourselves. Okay. And we need to realize that it doesn't really matter, right? And actually the trend now is imperfection, right? People don't want to see the beautiful spaces. I mean, obviously it's fun to watch the beautiful spaces, but there is so much has come out about how influencers are just renting houses, and people are, buying sets, or they're doing different things, or the reality of what's actually happening behind the scenes of some of these people where it all looks perfect. It's not perfect. And the trend is that people want to see real things, right? The videos of people showing what a real house looks like versus the perfect houses are very popular. So if I want you to release whatever perfectionism you feel like you have to have, and know that videos can be cropped, they can be shortened, they can be deleted, but they really also will just get buried, and you should just keep creating more content. Because the next point here is that about not only why do we need to get over it, but to just get our message out there, is that people have to hear what you have to say. People have to hear what you have to say. You are making such a big impact in your local community with whatever it is that you are selling and doing, that people in your community need to know about the services that you have and the products that you sell. They need to know why they should support local businesses. They need to know why they need that product. They need to know why that service or product is going to improve their life in some way. And they will not um I mean, they could know about it because maybe they have been to your business before, or maybe they're on your email list. But video allows painting that picture in such a better way, right? It touches the senses of that, like what's happening with the visually, what's happening with it. They can understand how to use something. They are allowed, if it's put on social or on YouTube, even, they feel comfortable to be able to ask a question without having to physically come into the store or calling you on the phone. There's lots of ways that video just supports and elevates your brand to actually help you sell more, right? Because people need to hear your message. They need to know why you do what you do. And if we stay quiet, then we're kind of doing a disservice to why we even started this business in the first place. At least that's my opinion on it all. Okay, so I want to share a story with you, and I see we've got another. Let's see, what is Deb saying? I recorded a video promo for our Christmas sale, but ad-libbed the script, so I never posted it. Oh, you never posted it. So you did a Christmas video and then you just felt like, oh, it was too on the fly, so you never posted it. I really would encourage you guys that even if it's not perfect, it's still done is better than perfect, right? And you could always, if you found more time later, go ahead and record it again later, but just go ahead and get it out there. But really, guys, utilize ChatGPT. I mean, for those of you who have very little time, or can fumble on your words, come up with some prompts and just write it in there. Right, get something real short for you in there. And I remember this goes way back. Okay, I've been doing video. I've had a brick and mortar business since 2004, and I think in 2010 I started really getting into video, and I did video for Facebook before Facebook had Facebook Lives or any live streaming. I would pre-record them, we would edit them, splice them together, and then we would load them to our Facebook page. And I remember I have a tendency to talk too much, right? I'm not concise as I need to be. And so I knew I wanted to get to the point. I didn't want them to be too long. So I made myself cue cards. I would write down a sentence or key bullet points I wanted to hit, and I taped them up on a piece of paper or cardboard, and I would tape it to the display, and I would put my phone in the little tripod, and I would kind of be able to see past or like look at it really quick because I knew we were going to splice them together. And they were my cheat sheet, because at the time I wanted it to feel perfect. Like I wanted it to seem like I had the script memorized. But now that doesn't really matter. Honestly, we see people now where like, here's even the things I wanted to talk about today, right? It's like you could be holding the piece of paper and go, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about next, and just talk. But you have something like a cheat sheet. That's okay. Okay. If your face is on it. Another thing you can do with video, though, is you can do voiceovers, right? So I want to talk first about, and a lot of this stuff is covered too in the Brilliance course that we have for you about photos and videos, is you can take B-roll. Okay. B-roll is basically, any video footage that you're just capturing of the moment. Your phone is full of what we would call B-roll right now. I'm sure of it. Maybe not B-roll of your specific business, but there are things that would be considered B-roll. Maybe it's, you but like me filming my dogs on the floor. That could be used as B-roll. So B-roll would be like if right now I wanted to record myself doing this training, I could have put my cell phone in a tripod and just recorded this whole thing. And I'd have 30 minutes of me talking to a computer screen, and then we could take that raw video and splice it in as B-roll into other like templates or things that, like on Instagram, you can pick templates and then just upload the short little snippets of video from your phone and pictures and set it to trending music, and it's done within seconds for you. Okay. You could do that. Or we take that B-roll and we load it to either a video editing service or like well, there's CapCut, there's what Opus Clip. There's a lot of different, you can do it right on your phone, but where you've got this video going and then now you read the script. I have a team member and a client where she at the beginning was not comfortable showing her face and talking live on the screen. So what she would do is if she knew that she wanted to talk about, like, let's say how a dog treat puzzle worked, she'd film, like she'd make herself an outline of knowing, okay, I want to show the product in the box first. I want to show me unboxing it. I want to show my dog sniffing the product. I'm going to show myself putting treats inside this puzzle. Then I want to see the dog eating the treats out of the puzzle. And then we're going to show maybe like the price or where to buy it or something. Okay. So she would make herself an outline of all those B-roll clips that she wanted to get. She'd film them all. And then they got spliced together in a template. And then she would just write herself a script. She went into the bathroom at her house because it was the quietest part, and she would read the script. And that audio was voiced over the video clips, and then that's what she put out. And you'll see that even in your own social media feeds, right? Like the what is it, the ASMS ASMR videos, where like people are tapping their nails or opening products. I mean, a lot of these creators, they don't show their faces, but they do the voiceovers. You could do those as well. Okay. I love it. Jim says he just purchased the course. Fantastic. So let's talk about that course. And then if you have any questions, I'm here for you as well. Okay, so the course right now, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see it because it is on sale. We are running a fun sale for you guys. So we have here, this is the easy to implement video and photos strategy. It is normally $297. It is on sale right now for $237, and additional seats to it are $27. So in this here, you can get access to how to tell, how to visually storytell, practical production skills, strategic content utilization. I do want to be clear though, this isn't necessarily about like how you integrate it onto different social media platforms. That might come later. But for right now, we want to help you just get started with using video. Okay. Oops, wrong thing. Hang on, let me go back. Clicked off the thing. Okay. So we want you to understand why, it's shifting your mindset to a video and photography mindset. So there's a video about that. We've got video tips for setup and production. Okay. There are also in section 2, 4 types of video that you must have. Okay. Whether that's professional, live, stories, and reels. And you need to understand the benefit of using all of them in your different marketing efforts. Plus, we have a Reels ideas list in there as a bonus, showing you specific examples. Then we have 13 ways that you can use video in your pet business. Now, I put pet business on here because the examples are that, but all of them relate. You can insert candle, insert t-shirt, insert kids toy store. It all works. Okay. The examples you're going to see are about pet, but it all translates to any industry. Okay. And these are not just social media videos. These are ways that you can use video in many different places of your business, like some of the examples I shared today. There's also our video script framework. So if you're somebody who gets stuck on what to say, there is a little sheet you can print out for yourself, and it helps you come up with the bullet points of the order of what you're supposed to talk about. And again, ChatGPT can help you improve this even more. Exact steps to going live. So before, during, and after. This is an in-depth checklist of what to think about and how to prepare for those of you who get really nervous and just like to follow a plan. We've given you the plan here. All right. And we also provide you with links to Canva graphics that we've had designed that will help you promote to your social media audience that you are doing some live video. So you can just sync those into your Canva Pro accounts and update them into your own branding. And we can't forget photography either, right? Photography is very important. So I've had one of my team members join me for this portion, and she's sharing tips about photo tips for setup and production and editing your photos. So in this whole course here on Brilliance that's now currently discounted, okay, from $297, it's now only $237. You get instant access to all of these 8 lessons, and it says here it's about an hour and 41 minutes. Plus, you will get access to those Canva files and the bonus Reels ideas. It includes video lessons, downloadable PDFs, worksheets, and the Canva templates. So yeah, I mean, I think that it's worth an investment for you, especially knowing that video is so important to your marketing strategy and sharing your stories, but also because it's on sale right now. Okay. And one last thing I want to share too, and we'll take any questions if there's any, but when you share your stories, you connect with people, right? Like I'm connecting with you, hopefully, right now. Jim sure feels so because he went and bought the course. But you sharing stories helps you connect with people. And when you connect with people, that can translate into dollars into your business. Okay. So if I was afraid right now to do this live, the Brilliance team reached out and they were like, hey, Candace, would you do shares about video to help inspire people, to motivate them, to talk about this course as well? And I said, sure, of course, I'm willing to do that. If we hadn't have shared our story, shared what's possible with video, then we would have missed out on that sale that Jim just made on this course. So when you share your story, it creates connection. Connection can translate into dollars into your business, which I love to say then is that connection equals currency, right? Connection equals currency. And so video is truly just a vehicle. It is just a tool that is at your fingertips. We all have everything we need right on these devices. We do not need to hire production companies. We do not need to make it complicated. We do not have to spend a lot of money. We have never been in a day and age where video was easier to produce than we are now. Okay. So there's a couple questions here. We've got one that says, how do you splice B-roll together? Okay, so it depends on what platform you're going to use. So I like, Deb, I don't know if you can get onto Facebook, right? Or not Facebook, sorry, Instagram. But if we open up Instagram, okay, we open Instagram, we click the little plus at the bottom. Okay, so I'm here on my Instagram profile, right? We go to the bottom here, we click on the plus sign. It'll open up your camera roll. Up at the top, you'll see a little camera, and you're going to see another little box that says templates. We can click on templates. Now what comes up is you have recommended for you templates. It's showing other people's videos here, and you can scroll, okay? And it has songs. This is what's recommending for you. Or you can go down below to trending, okay? And we see trending. So what you can do here then is just pick one of those. I'm going to pick this car one that's right at the top. And it pops up like this. It's going to show me what it is, but it's flashing different images, right? This is B-roll of this car, right? That somebody captured this B-roll. But down at the bottom, what I have, if you can see it, there are all these little gray boxes down here that have seconds assigned to them. So it says like 1.9, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. And now what I can do is I'm going to click the first box and my camera roll pulls back up. And I can sort from at the top, I can sort from recent. Maybe if I put some of that B-roll into an organized folder already on my phone. I could go to that, but I'm going to go through my phone. I'm going to look at some of the video. Like I've got some of Dory, I've got some of Dante. I'm planning a bridal shower that's happening this weekend. So I'm going to throw some of those little menu items I have on there in there. I'm going to throw, oh, my podcast. Guys, I have a podcast. If you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to the Pet Boss podcast. We just hit 100,000 downloads. I'm also, because I'm going into brick and mortar space, I was scoping out the PetSmart in town, checking their stuff out because they're my only competition at this point. Got self washes. Okay, so I've selected a bunch of videos. Okay, so now you can see at the bottom that little grid that was allowing me to pull my B-roll from my phone and put it into the framework. I'm going to click next. And now it's optimizing it all and it puts it all together. So all these videos now are from and pictures are from my own camera roll. So that's the easiest way to splice together B-roll, is to just use a template that you find inside Instagram. And then you've got this template. So I click next and I can add the copy and I can be downloading it onto my social. And then I can download it from that onto my device, right? I can save it onto my device and repurpose it in other places. Okay. The video. Now, there are other platforms you can use that are like video editing platforms. We like to use Opus Clip. Some of my team uses Opus Clip. We also use Descript. And what's great about both of those platforms is you could take a long form video and like, let's say you do a Facebook Live Q&A, or you have you're having a special event, or you're interviewing maybe a brand rep, or interviewing a holistic, person or an expert in your industry. And so there's a longer video and you want to create smaller segments of that. What's great about Opus Clip and Descript is that, and I'm sure there are other platforms, you upload that video, it gives you a transcript. It can pull out, like the AI watches the whole thing and pulls out what it recommends to you to be the best 10 little snippet clips from that whole thing. And it can throw captions on it. And you can instantly, pretty much like with the snap of your fingers, get 10 mini clips from that longer clip. And you can watch them and see if maybe even if 5 of the 10 ended up being good and of value, that saved you a bunch of time. And now you can integrate that into your social. So the technology exists to make this easier for yourself. And how you hear about it and learn about it is by participating in things like this, by investing in courses like mine on Brilliance, as well as any other courses that are there around marketing, and learning the skills that you need, or hiring, finding people in your community or on your team to help you with that. Okay. I want to take this last question here, and unless anybody else has any, you get your last chance to ask a question before we hop off. But here we go. We've got Roxy here. Roxy says, any suggestions on backgrounds or backdrops for videos? Our retail space is dated, hoping to spruce it up in 2025, pending lease negotiations. Am I just worrying too much? I would say yes, you're probably just worrying too much, but let's talk about backgrounds. I would prefer you to have a real background than like a green screen or a fake background. Okay. So again, depends on what you're using the video for. So if you're still watching, Roxy, I would love to hear about how you plan to use the video. But since you said you're a retail store and you want to spruce it up, and so let's say you're going to do, here's the thing. A fresh coat of paint is amazing what it can do for you. But also, you don't have to have, if you can't change the physical walls behind it, you could get some sort of frame, right? Like a photo, like think of like what photographers use for backdrops of like when you go to get your photo taken. I need to look it up, but I'm blanking on the term right now. But like it is literally, you can buy them online. It's like just I'm blanking on it. What is it? Frame backdrop. I'm gonna just look it up right now. It's probably just backdrop frame. Yes. Okay. So, think about like the metal adjustable frames. Like here's one that's a 10-foot one, metal one, adjustable. There's some that are like called step and repeats. If you wanted to get something printed on fabric behind you, you certainly could. But I think even just getting the system to hold it up for you, you can throw different colors of cloth. You could buy garland of some sort that works for the season or for whatever your type of business is, and kind of hang it and just put it behind you. It doesn't even have to be that busy. It's just something that's hiding whatever you feel like is not attractive right now. But another thing you can do is that, if you like this video, okay, we had like I said, my podcast, I just turned, or we just hit 100,000 downloads. Okay, we were recording a video. I've got to the right place. Recording a video, and I was in my living room, and I didn't want everything to be shown because it just is like, it's almost like we're too far away from it. Okay, but you can kind of see us dancing here about the video, right? But what we can do is we can zoom in and crop that same video and then zoom in, and you don't see my whole living room. So you could do the same thing if it's a pre-recorded video. Record it how you need to, and then you can zoom in before you post it. You also, depending on, like, right now, my office is kind of messy, guys. Honestly, I'm going to be real honest. It's a little messy. We got stacks of stuff everywhere. I mean, look at this. I'm going to show you a little bit right now. Look at that. Look at that chaos. You're not seeing it because I'm just looking right here. So find a small spot that's going to be your like filming corner and record there. And then as you go into some renovations or remodeling of your space, I want you to think about different vignettes and things that could be used, like different places in your business that could be used as recording spaces. Okay, so I did that here in my office. I'll take you on a little tour. And then this is it, guys. I know I told you that I was going to take another question. If anything else comes in, let me know. So in my office space, I have this, right? I could have this sign behind me. I could sit at my desk. I'm a business coach, right? So we did trainings. I have a dry erase board here so I could film this way, totally different perspective. I can write on the dry erase board. Then in my office, I have space for a couch. So we have this blue couch down here. So I could sit with my here on the couch, right? I also then put up a spot over here that has art and some books. It doesn't work right now very well because of the light that's coming in from outside. So the lighting isn't great. I have here's a messy table. I have a messy table, chair and table. I could sit here at the table. I could put my phone on a tripod and get the whole table. So as you think about your spaces, there are so many little like vignettes and sets all over the place. So don't stress about it being messy or dated. People then will love to see the transformation as it goes on, right? Take them on the journey with you through what it's like now, and then eventually where you go from there. All right. Okay, guys, I hope that I've inspired you at least to try something different. Think about video a little bit differently. It's not just about social media posting, it's also about integrating your stories on your website and your email campaigns through even post, like I said, doing a thank you video that goes into boxes you ship out or in shopping bags, putting a QR code on a card that goes in a shopping bag, thanking people for their purchase. You can show video to show the services or repairs that you offer. There's so many ways to take people behind the scenes of your business. Okay, they want to see the behind the scenes. They have so many choices. Consumers have so many choices today on how they want to spend their time and where they want to spend their money. And video is an easy tool when we can get out of our own heads and get out of our own way, get over ourselves. If I can show you my messy office, and I don't even know who's watching right now, but if I can show you the messy parts of my office, then you can certainly show people a little bit of the imperfections that might exist in your business too. Okay. So I hope that we've inspired you today. I hope that you understand that video is not going to go anywhere. It is just a tool that you can use to grow your audience, to share your stories, to hopefully connect, and to translate that into currency into your business. So I'm going to give you one last opportunity. I don't know, and do you need to tell me in the chat how long is this sale happening on this on this brilliance course of mine, the easy to implement video and photo strategies. I want us to drop it in the chat too. She thinks she's probably dropping the link in the chat, but it's on sale right now for 237. There are a lot of tools in here to help give you the confidence you need to become a video star. And it's on sale right now. So I'm not sure how long it's on sale. Oh, there we go. The sale goes through Friday. Okay, so it's January 21st. It is a Tuesday. You have until Friday to make a decision on this. Okay, so I hope that you consider buying it because I know how important video has been in my business, in my brick and mortar businesses, and my coaching business. I can see how amazing video has translated to other businesses in my community and what it's done for them. So I really want you to start taking video more seriously in your business. Candy's asking my podcast again. My podcast is called the Pet Boss Podcast. Pet Boss Podcast. Super easy. It is mostly, obviously, we talk a lot of things about pet businesses, but again, business is business. It doesn't matter what widget you're selling. All of the things we talk about in the stories we share are relevant. We actually have I have a little mini series coming up on February 2nd that's falling in love with your business again. And it should be a fun one. So there's a short little daily episode coming out for that. But guys, I'm here for you. And if you, the link for the podcast too. Yeah, just petboss.com/podcast. Petboss.com/podcast. So, I know that you guys are part of the Brilliance world and the Whiz Bang world and all the amazing people who have courses on Side Brilliance. Investing in your business education is one of the best things that you can do. I want you to think about it like that. You're investing in yourself, and you are the most valuable asset that you have to your business, to your people, to your customers. And so we as business owners always need to be improving our skills and finding the time to do so. So I want to thank you so much for being here today, giving me the time, giving me the space to share with you. And I hope that you decide to invest in this easy to implement video and photo strategies course on Brilliance so that I can help you improve your video strategy. And of course, if you have any questions at all, never hesitate to reach out to us. You can get a hold of us at petboss.com or send me an email to hello@petboss.com. Or actually, no, it's hello@petbossnation.com. But anyway, you know where to find us, and you can get a hold of the Brilliance team too. All right. Okay, Indy, I think I'm out.
That's all we got. Thank you so much, Candace. Everybody's just saying thank you and how inspired they are. So thank you so much for coming on today.
No problem. Glad to be here anytime for you. Talk soon.
Thanks. Bye.